Hi there. To begin with, you'll notice sometimes it's hard for me to put sentences together, or I might talk a little slow. Um, that's because I'm always really foggy, and because of these seizures, it just makes everything really hard to talk, and I just feel like I'm daydreaming all the time. I wanted to clear up all these questions, and people have so many concerns, so I just wanted to fill in all of the blanks for people, um, and maybe that will clear up some of the questions. I was going to go on Facebook Live, but when I do FaceTime and videos like this, it does cause me to have seizures, and I didn't want to have a seizure on Facebook Live because I've noticed when I have seizures, it affects people, and I don't want to make people feel uncomfortable. And I feel like my friends aren't talking to me, and I feel like I'm losing people, and the people I thought that were the closest to me aren't talking to me right now. And I'm having like a really hard time with that, and I feel so isolated and alone right now, and it's really hard. I'm trying so hard to be positive, and I'm trying so hard to be a, a good person, but I feel like I'm just sinking into this dark hole. Yeah, but okay. It all started when I moved into my mom's on September 13th. That was the night I had my first seizure. And then a week later, I had another one during the day that was completely different. It was like an absent mind one. I was on the phone FaceTiming with my sister, and I just was like a space cadet, and I didn't know what was going on. We went into the emergency room, and they couldn't really tell me what was going on. They sent me home, and they said, you're not allowed to drive for the next 3 months. And I continued on with Fashion Week like normal, but I couldn't drive, and I always had to have somebody with me. And I made a couple more events, and then the seizures got out of control on the 22nd. I had them all day long, and then that night they wouldn't stop. I had so many seizures. They were hours apart, and then they were just minutes apart, to the point I had 8 seizures within, I think, 20 minutes, and then we had to call 911, and then I had, I think, 3 more seizures when they got there, and then they had to put me in like this bag, and 8 people had to like carry me up the steps, I guess. And then they brought me out to the ambulance, and I guess the ambulance sat in my driveway for a while because they couldn't get them to stop, and they had to give me like 5 rounds of Versed, or 4 rounds of Versed, just to get it to calm down. And then I slept for like 28 hours or something. Then after I slept all of that off, it started up again, and I came home, and yet again I had them around the clock. Ended up back in the hospital. U of M, they gave me an EEG, found out I didn't have epilepsy. We kept begging for them to do other things, to try other things, try other testing, and they wouldn't. And they sent me home. As I was signing my discharge papers, I didn't know what year it was or what date it was, and I went into a full grand mal seizure, and they sent me home, like right after my seizure, while I was signing my discharge papers, and I didn't know what year it was. I had 2 seizures during discharge, and I came home, and basically we've been doing our own research, and I got onto medical assistance and applied for Mayo as soon as that happened, and Mayo accepted me when I got my medical assistance, but before that I couldn't get into Mayo because of my insurance. I'm losing weight really fast, and I'm really pale, and my hair is thinning. The seizures happen all day long. I can have like 15 a day, and at night 7 o'clock we call, or 8 o'clock is what we call witching hour, and between 7 and like midnight I can have upwards of like 20, 15 or 20, and then throughout the night I have them all night long, little ones and big ones. One night or 3 nights ago we were up until 6 a.m. I can't sleep alone, so I sleep next to Mom, so I'm keeping her up all night seizing. She has to stop them because some of the seizures, I guess I hit myself, so she has to wake up and stop me and grab me, so I'm keeping her up all night. Mom stopped working because she has to be with me 24 hours because I can't be left alone. So yeah, that's what's going on. I'm going down to Lake City on the 26th, and then Mayo, our first consultation is October 30th, and I hope they can figure out what's going on. And from there, I don't know. If you have a story like this or know somebody that's been going through this, let me know. Maybe I can connect with them. Or if you, but CBD doesn't work. Medical marijuana doesn't work. And I can't change any of my habits I'm doing right now, and medications I can't try because there's no doctor prescribing me anything right now. So until I get to Mayo, I can't change anything. So I can't try anything until we get to Mayo and they test. But we know we don't have epilepsy, so anything that's related to epilepsy doesn't work for me. Thank you for watching.